Hi, my name is Caitlin Young. I'm a mental health therapist with Trillium. And in this video segment, we're going to talk about community check-in tool. And this is a method of enhancing attachment. We were talking about strategies in an earlier video about how to build resilience, and connecting with other individuals is absolutely a method for strengthening our resilience through connecting with other people. So the Sanctuary model of trauma-informed care developed this community meeting check-in, and there are 3 questions connected with this tool. I'm gonna share my screen so that you all can see the community check-in questions. I'd like to start by saying that we are meant to be connected. We are social beings. We probably feel this more than ever when we can't connect in ways that we're used to. What we do and say has an impact on others. So community check-ins, as I mentioned, they stem from the Sanctuary model. And on our teams at Trillium, this is a very normal occurrence. We begin most meetings with a community check-in. And it takes about a minute per person maximum. It helps us to connect. It helps us assess where we are and where others are. And it helps us to provide a structure to our meetings that's predictable. So it's also really an awesome opportunity for us to stop. If you're a road runner or if you're a busy bee, it's pretty nice to have an opportunity to pause for a moment as you're in back-to-back meetings and just reflect on how you're feeling and hear about how others are doing. So these community check-ins can happen at the beginning of the day, maybe with people in your household when you're getting ready to leave for the day. It could happen in the car on the way to somewhere. It could be on a walk, at dinner. It could be at the beginning of a meeting. It's really a tool that is so adaptable. It can be used anywhere, anytime. And you can also rename it. So here are the 3 questions, and let's just break down a little bit more about why we ask these questions and how to use the tool. So as we run through the descriptions, I'm going to ask you to think about these questions right now for yourself. How are you feeling? Feeling is important. Being able to identify how we're feeling is important. It's a way to assess emotionally where we are. And as physical components can impact our emotions, you can also attach a physical feeling to the emotional one. So typically you wouldn't answer the how are you feeling question with okay, fine, or good. You'd want to go a little bit deeper into that. And this isn't actually a time to have a therapy session. We're looking for maybe 1 or 2 feeling words. And our ability to identify our feelings, especially in times of stress, can be really helpful to build our emotional intelligence. And also people who are actively experiencing stress, toxic stress, or heightened emotions, it can be really hard to identify how you're feeling. So practicing this skill can be a way to build resilience. So what is your goal for today? And typically, if you're doing this in a professional setting, you might say, what is your goal for this meeting? What is this goal? What is your goal for our time together? And it's nice to do it in smaller chunks because your goals may change over the course of a few hours. Goal setting is important, again, related to trauma. Folks who experience toxic stress or are actively experiencing toxic stress can have what's called a foreshortened sense of future, or difficulty thinking about what's coming next, or that what is coming next could be a positive thing. So who can you ask for help is the 3rd question. We should all allow ourselves to seek some support now more than ever. And this doesn't put burden on someone else, because they can say yes, or they can say no, or they can say they'll do their best. It's really all we can do. So it's helpful to identify and practice asking for help so that we don't feel like we need to do it all by ourselves. And also, it can be helpful to reflect that being of service to others is actually really healthy for that person that you're asking for help. So finally, we end the community meeting or the community check-in with an inspirational quote or a bright spot, something good, something positive. And you can even work with these questions. You can add a fourth question. I know in a lot of the meetings that I attend, we'll ask a fourth question about how you're going to take care of yourself today. Sometimes there's silly questions about, what's your favorite? If you were a cartoon character, who would you be? So you can really just get creative with it. Thank you so much, and I hope that you enjoy this community check-in tool.